Yeah. Welcome back to Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. And on the line right about now, I have a legend, a OG, a veteran, somebody that I grew up listening to. If you familiar with the underground in Houston prior to its explosion, you would remember a certain group called Street Military. Street Military opened the door for a lot of people that came after. And this guest has a major role in that. And if you don't know who I'm talking about,
Hey, what's up with it, bro?
I'm talking about DJ Icey Hott. What's going
Can
down
you
with your
hear me?
brother? What's up with you, bro?
Bless. That's the number one thing to be doing right there. And stay blessed.
I feel that, man. Well, let's start off at the beginning, man. What made you want to be involved with music?
Oh man, it was like when I was younger, man. You know, I just had that music played around me a lot from my mom and daddy. You know what I'm saying? They had that. They played a lot of music, and my uncle now, Uncle Joe, and Aunt Clementine, R.I.P. to them, and my mom and daddy, R.I.P. to my mom and dad and them, they had their soul music and them records and
Right.
jukeboxes and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Cause my
Cause
people,
my uncle had a jukebox in the house. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff right there would put, that would kind of put me in have me in a rhythm like that. You know.
yeah. So, by what time did Street Military start making music? I know I didn't hear them until the late '80s, going into the '90s. But prior to that, how long had Street Military been making music?
I mean, we were making music probably like I could put it like 88, 89, stuff like that right there, because it was stuff like was when it go to the music and certain people that in my crew, uh, Lil Dare, aka Pharaoh on lock, man, free Lil Dare, you know what I'm saying? Uh, we knew about each other when we was in different crews, you know what I'm saying? It's other crews even before, like that, you know what I'm saying, before, we, come together like that.
Right. How do you feel about the trajectory of Houston from the point of Street Military? Because after that point, I mean, it seemed like it grew, it opened up.
I mean, uh, they had a lot more music just other than just ourselves, you know what I'm saying? But to make sure you to put your thing down, it had to have, back then it was a lot of people that was just on the same accord. And
Right.
a lot of people was on the same accord, and when we worked, it was like more freedom of, people could, we it come together from a certain to have enough energy, enough stuff to just happen. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like it was always there, but when it come together, it was like shit. Everybody knew everybody already.
Right. Out of all the records that you made with the legends that you made records with, do you have a favorite?
Like that I made a record with.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, one of my probably I mean, I got it's different people for sure on that. But like one of my first favorites was because that we did a record together was Willie D.
Man.
Because back in the day, I was Will was doing his shit in the clubs and I was doing mine too. But then they had they used to have like some rap events and stuff like that on the southwest side. That's on Fondren right there. See, on the southwest side back in the day, it was a club called Spuds.
Right.
hmm We used to rock that motherfucker. Romeo Poet and with some old school MCs. You could rock that mud. You know what I'm saying? Up in their spots right there, and they was uh, they were paying money though. You know what I'm saying? Let the crowd feel it out, and just like whoever they like, they were paying money. That was Steve Fournier and R.P. Kohler on the turntables
Wow.
on that one. Sir Pace and them used to be at the skating ring them down the street though. See, I used to rock the skating rings them too back right there down the street from where Spuds was. Before Spuds started coming into play, Fondren Great Skate right there. That's just that street right there on hip hop. I'm just talking about that. And there's many streets, but that street right there.
And what has been your favorite place to perform at out of all these places that you perform?
Favorite place was that's that's gonna have to be in South Park right there. That one.
Okay.
That's a Boomerang club called Boomerang. Used to call Soga Village. It was another name too though, but that used to be a club right there. That's an old school club. But the buildings they not even there no more. Them buildings were so high powered buildings. It probably wouldn't even be like it probably ain't no buildings that probably was ever that high powered.
Hmm.
See, they used to build. I could tell most stories about that little spot, but the cut it, this is the cut it right there.
Right.
I could go deep on that spot, but that ain't about that. It's
Right.
about this club that was there. And that was called, Boomerang that time, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did you ever get
I
a
mean,
chance to
I
work
was
with?
on the turntables. I could have went into clubs, DJ clubs and stuff, but I was on putting the scratches on the record. You know what I'm saying? I graduated from the mixtapes and graduated from like the at a time DJ in the club to went to hip hop when hip hop was having DJs on the turntables on the records. So I went to that where you see Jazzy, Jeff and them and uh, uh, Rodney Ojo Cool and them, Mr. Mix them. See
Jam
what I'm
Master
saying? Like
Jay.
people that Terminator X. It's a whole bunch of names. That's man. I could go on by DJ. They're gonna be you forgot it, man. Look, I'm talking about it. It's some DJs that hold just like on records.
Right. Did you ever get a chance to work with DJ Screw?
Yeah. We did stuff together. See, but that's just me coming to Screw them world. Heard me? But Screw them already was family right there in hip hop anyway. Before Screw was even just set for that, because I know Screw big cousin. See, a lot of people talk about. See, me and Screw was tight, but me his big cousin, who also a DJ, which is ain't even tripping on that. You know what I'm saying? But we went to school together, so but that's Big Bug, right? Big Bug.
Right.
Yeah. So, but then what we did at tape though was Screw. That be as hard as fuck. That ain't like this was just something during that time era, man. When it was a certain time era where it was really going hard in the city. So that room that session was filled with many people with different views and different points and that's going on in the city. And we ain't got shit to do with that. But then if we people dealing with their personal shit on there like, hey man, whatever he talking about, that's something with them.
Right.
That's how hard, some of them mix. I did mixes. I got some mixes I did too, man. I'm gonna get them and put them on the, have them running. Put the mixes back up. It's some mixes I did. I dedicated some of them to Screw anyway, like that. But it was like at a time like when R.I.P. Robert Earl Davis and family, that. But it's time that after Screw passed, it was like, man, I ain't trying to, it was other people that have also doing it. Watch Screw, but Screw know like we done got together before and we we were gonna show Screw to work on some music, me and Klondike Cat,
Right.
We was gonna, Screw was gonna go to production, like it was a certain thing that we, was Screw had, went on with his success. We were gonna put the after when he do the production too, because it was a time where Screw he was right there, like. See, Screw man gave me, $100 on my birthday. I never forget that. That's how I wait for like that, man. We was see, look, your name Cornbread, so it's meant to be. We was at the club called Cornbread in the Southwest Side.
Yeah, I remember that spot, man. I used to love
Yeah,
that when.
that spot right there. We was up in the parking lot right there. Klondike Cat and me. We was over there just in our little spot we was just at, out in the parking lot. And Screw walked up. He came from, we seen him coming up, walking up. He walked up over there where we was. What's up, man? We talked a little bit, chop up, and then I was like, shit, man, this shit, I was like, it's my birthday, man. Shit, we out here. Cat already like, yeah, I said, yeah, man, shit. Yeah, man, blow that up. It's your birthday, man. Then Screw like, man, shit. He said his birthdays and stuff, and then that boy had that drink. He had a muddy though. He had a muddy cup. I actually Herman tasted some Herman tapped taste Screw cup. Screw passed that mud to me. So that's something that Screw already, we already was cool and had love for each other on the respect thing. Because see, once you kind of blow up or something, a lot of people know you, man. It'll humble you to a level like, you'll put your thing down, but then you ain't gonna let the crowd run your head like and make your head be too big. So he was a down to earth person. That what made him be able to know everybody, and we all know each other because he ain't forget about everybody that know each other.
Right.
and that's what make him down to earth because he ain't forget about nobody. He could come over there and see cool out because he played my records and he played a ton of street military music, man. It's a lot of me, of his mixes you can hear, and you can hear that through that like that. So you was like, that was good for me and for Screw. It was told. Some people in hip hop didn't understand that when he was doing that. Like, man, they got a lot of records, man. That's how people try to think, man. You gonna understand the DJs for something to do something for them archives like that. So if I go to spinning people's stuff, man, them are archives for you like that. You might lose that song, but you'll find that.
Right.
Yeah, so
I want to ask you something. Why do you think the DJ has fell out the picture as far as hip hop is concerned, because there was a moment in hip hop where you had artists and groups who had a DJ behind them. And then after a certain point, you didn't see the DJ no more. You only see the
Now,
DJ maybe at the show or
they
maybe.
always was there. DJs went to production and running companies and uh, picking out certain talents, and then people that's not hip hop that start getting the corporate start getting behind it, and then sometimes they might say they'll do this sometimes like we, we don't want to. They'll be like they can't tone the scratches down or something. But really, what scratches was doing was keeping the song. Some of them songs, it'll keep it alive for the MC when they rapping. It'll bring more life to it. So they try to water down hip hop when they try to, certain. But the ones that got the scratches in there, they in a whole nother world. It's like it's just beyond what the average audience and the average uh, uh, corporate persons that running it to even understand. It's a pureness of what it is. See that right there shows the pureness of a music that no other music have that contained. That right there is not contained in any other music but hip hop and rap and the hip hop stuff with scratches, because the scratches is not done on nothing else but that. So that's the pureness of it. That's just like any other kind of music. It got a root on it. You know what I'm saying? So that root added to that like that, and it's just like shit. Them noises come just like the words come. So when the words, so people that done did stuff with the words rapping it on there and feel them scratches on there, it hit them more like the Holy Ghost on.
Hmm. Do
And
you
make
think?
it,
Do you think?
you can feel it as a real person. You work with music, so if you hear them cuts while you busting your flow, you gonna get it give you a little bit more.
Do you think today's? Do you consider today's rap music real hip hop?
Yeah, I do, because if I don't, then hip hop will be gone. So I'm pretty cool with what they doing on whatever levels of pressure in different generations. They in different dimensions. We could see them in everything, but there's other dimensions that if you've been through them, then you can see everything. You could recognize all games, and some people you can't teach them nothing. They got to walk down that road. Only thing, regardless, that's just how we did. Like, so people gonna have to walk down that road. They walking down the road. We looking back with binoculars right there with telescopes. We looking back in time when we was young. So we looking back on there. We like, dang, all they got to do, and they find out how to survive and get the game. For sure, they gonna get the game from the older people. But when they get older, they'll be coming to what we at. You know what I'm saying? And it's a certain way you got to be at when you get to the old school, because you've been through that shit, man. And I bless all the youngsters to get through that, to be able to, they got to have more. If they don't got no people older than them, that it's like a young person be like, fuck, when they, excuse my language, but when they kind of say something about like the when at a time a generation just ain't gonna listen to nothing, they do listen, but then it's the people that thinking they don't listen.
Well,
But
I'm gonna be honest with you. A big reason why I don't consider today's rap hip hop is because, well, it's a lot of reasons, but a big reason is How you come in this game is how the same way you'll leave. And I'll say that because it's a lot of, and this wasn't recent, this was years ago.
Yeah,
What I'm
but
talking
some of 'em,
about, they came in the game with disrespect. They soon as they came in the game, they said something disrespectful to the effect of, "Oh, I didn't listen to Tupac music. Tupac was boring. Oh, I never knew a Biggie song. Oh, I don't know a
yeah, but
Outkast
that's,
song,"
you know
and that's
what?
disrespectful.
But I can't do nothing but respect it because they at least told the truth, and you know it's like they should be able to. They just got to catch on that when somebody try to tell them about some hip hoppers that was before them and how it changed the world and certain things, they'll never feel that. You hear me? They'll never understand what we had seen and what came about during just that era right there. You know, it's a lot more hip hop eras, but that particular era right there is like if they don't know that part of history of the era, then you know they gotta they you know they gonna get it engraved in them. That's why they say I don't listen to no Tupac and that and that. That's cool. It don't offend me, even though I'm a big Pac fan and a Biggie. So you know, it's like that era right there. I wish I could. You know, I mean, we was at even you know before that stuff. You know, so it was like when that went down, the whole hip hop scene, how the, the industry and the corporates and the cameras and all that shit can play you out, and they still use that. So after that shit happened, other people still was in that world like that because they want to get that they want to get to them riches. They think you know just like that, and
My
and
thing,
and
my
and some people they look what they doing now in the hip hop man. If you hip hop is be at its heaviest, just like any other music though. I'm not just gonna put it on rap and hip hop and like that. It's in every music, man. See, that's what when you real industry, you know. When you really real industry, like in the business in the music business, you know they can't just say it's hip hop. It's other musics that's in the business other than hip hop. You hear what I'm telling you?
I understand, but my thing
Yeah.
is, see, my understanding is very hard when it comes to this topic of conversation because this
No, you
gen
can't listen to.
this
But I'm
generation
on your. I'm with you. What you saying though,
this
because
generation
you come
has
from a
Google.
pure era.
They
So
have
then when you
Google.
feel hip hop is watered down, what it is, it's just got another chemistry, and then you watching another chemistry of hip hop because some of them youngsters they out there really banging, and they writing it. Hear me? They writing about shit on each other right there, putting it on record, putting it on file, and they know that they at each other throat, and can't nobody stop it. Hear me? They at each other like demons. See, the first thing they had to do was repent and change their life, and then they could turn away from that uh certain little what you call it like a fad, but what it is, like you know, certain little part of their life that uh, they have to find a way to turn to be able to exit from there. If not, they gonna go head up with each other until they find out a way to exit off the freeway of that bullshit. They're
My thing is this generation has so much information at its fingertips. Not only that, this generation lives on the internet. And if you're on YouTube as much as I am, you hear too many stories about the 90s, whether it was good stories or bad stories. But nonetheless, it's so many people talking about the 90s. Why? Because the 90s was a pinnacle point in hip hop.
that,
Musically,
yeah.
musically, there has
Yeah,
been no
yeah,
other
in the
generation.
business,
There has been
in the
no.
business,
There
we
has
was on the same rule in the '90s, on the same rule as they was all the way from the uh, when music was the business started. You heard me? the '90s business, but in the '90s, the difference of the '90s was that music business had collapsed. See, because I'm from one of the big four. See, the majors. See, it was four majors that ran the whole world. The major that I was connected with, they sold all that shit a long time ago and left before everybody. They seen it wasn't making money before everybody. Before they seen it losing money, because music been was making like I don't know what number to count up to, but it's up there though.
My point of bringing up that
With the hard copies and everything, even different shits. But I understand. But the '90s, they can't. If you don't know the '90s music history, then if you serious about music, you have to know the '90s because the major labels, the one of the four with it, they sold all that music stuff to all the other majors and left. And you know, that's EMI, ERG, or something, you know, EMI though, but it was somebody higher than them, but they all connected. They sold all it, they majors to the other majors, and they left. Now, other people that probably worked in them, that four, that one, that's that one. Though that's the one. I was with the one major. Then the other majors, they still stayed there, but they sold it cheap and got that stuff away and went to other shit, gone. So that majors was like the first ones to leave, and then it was three other left. Then I don't know what they, you know, how it's doing with it, but I just know that I'm like, hold up, we was with that.
My point of bringing up the '90s was today's generation has a lot of information at its fingertips that it doesn't use, and the '90s opened the door for everything that came after, including this generation. So I don't understand how someone from this generation can look back and disrespect the '90s when if it wasn't for the '90s, you would not be here. And that's my thing. Because ain't nobody surpassed the '90s yet.
The '90s got respect for the '80s and the '70s, and you know from all, you know what I'm saying, all the way to from James Brown, Blowfly, and them, and I gotta say Dolomite. I met Dolomite, man. I wish I had got a picture with him. I met Dolomite, man.
Classic.
Dolomite and them too, all them, man. They all heard me got they portions on hip hop, man. And some people might not shit. That's the truth though. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's some people that's, you know, they supposed to get their due on the hip hop. And James Brown too. Like James Brown been got his due, but you know, they gotta give Dolomite and certain other people like Blowfly, crazy, some old school rappers that I done heard too, like Dolomite will bust that 65 monkeys like that. That was, and you know, and then you know, you know, the South don't get its props, but the South get its props, man. We the root, man. You know, you know. They was doing hip hop from the ham bone. Feel what I'm saying? So
the difference,
you know,
was
that's what
back
I was saying
then.
From where the South, you know, hip hop was at right there. You know what I'm saying? They was ham bone. You know what I'm saying? So you know, certain people could say about hip hop, but they was doing hip hop in the South right there with the ham bone.
Well, the difference was back in the '90s when I was coming up. I don't remember no rappers disrespecting Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. I don't remember I don't remember nobody dissing Curtis Blow. I don't remember nobody dissing Run DMC. I don't know nobody who was dissing Public Enemy. It was no disrespect in hip hop until this new generation came. And that's why I don't have a problem with telling them that your shit is whack. Your shit should not be played. Your shit will not be played on my platform. Your shit is chicken shit. And I don't have a
Nah,
problem
but
telling them that.
see, but you have to look at like, okay, when you come into school, hip hop, and then it's a grade level and class level, and when you graduate at that class level, you're not at that level no more. You hear what I'm saying? So that means like if you just graduated, and then some people be freshmen coming in that hip hop or something, and uh, they'll tighten it up and eventually make something that sooner or later they'll uh, touch different generations, different levels of age brackets, because it's like stuff people did in high school. I'm not doing that in high school. They doing that now, and we did that. So then I do is look back. Sometimes you look back, and say, "Damn, they ain't," but they touching their generation. They touching their class. So then that's why I look at it like they just touching their generation. They all jamming their shit. They doing them. So I'm like, they just doing them. Just like they said, like we had pants sagging or baggy pants, certain kind of, they still, catch on to it from the older class. I still upgrade too. See, that's one thing that the youngsters have to understand about the old school that's in. Like me, I always upgrade from when it started to where it's at now. See what I'm saying? So sometimes stuff will get uh, mixed up a little bit with the old and the young, because some people that's in the game that's old, they do be outdated, and some youngsters, they be outdated too. But then there's some youngsters that they on what technology is right now, just like I am on what technology is right now, and I'm always open to hear something new, just like I could give something new. You hear me? I could always pick up on something new right now in the presence. I come from the turntables. Like I wrecked the turntables and turntable rules of a wax DJ. I'm a wax DJ. I spin wax. And a DJ rule back in the day when the turntables was transforming over, like, man, we wax. Yeah, I'm wax for DJ for life. I still got my wax, but you got to be able to upgrade your craft. Just like they got a new car. They have an old Impala and then they come with a new Impala. You know what I'm saying? Just like they come with an old Cadillac, a new Cadillac. Oh, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Old truck, new truck. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to know how to drive that new truck just like you drive that old truck. See what I'm saying? So that's what I do on the new stuff. When they come with new technology for DJ, you supposed to upgrade. So some people don't upgrade. And some of them stay in that world, some of them come out that world. But when they do, they'll be a baby. They gonna be a baby to this new craft. But they rule is they stay on the DJ rule. It's in that. It's in there. And then you do the rule, you'll be okay. You're gonna start getting tight on a new machine. But it won't never do like that classic though. It's 1200s. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
But it's
have
all
any?
good, man. I chop up a little.
Do you have any new music that's coming out this year?
Yeah, I got a new album that I got some hustle albums. Now, the first hustle album I like had that before this new one I one out right now is called Modern Hustle. It's called Modern Hustle, and I got a video on there. Uh, it's a song No Stress featuring Kalila K Nice. That video is on there. I got some other videos to another album called Hustling Instructions. That one, it just give you inspiration to keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's what the part of the hustle on there is like. Some people think hustling is like you always got to be on the corner doing something crooked. But it's not. You have hustle at whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like that means like you have the energy, have the give you the drive to. But you could check out on my YouTube. It's Snot Rag Music, SNOTRAGMUSIC Music, Snot Rag Music at YouTube.com. And you could come to my IG page, DJ underscore ICEYHOTT. And I mean, y'all check out my album though, Modern Hustle. You know what I'm saying? It got 21 songs on there. I dropped it on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? That was last year though, but it went through a lot of little digital differences and changes with that when that album dropped like that. But right now it's going through like a couple of distributors right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just what y'all just check the music out. But
Are there any
I got.
shows you're gonna be a part of coming up soon?
I mean, I come out when I come out. You know what I'm saying? You know how the business is right now, like in the industry. Like if I read them. They pay for me to come out. You know what I'm saying? And don't be, pay like you weigh. You know what I'm saying? You know that's how it is. But I come and do a show or something. For me to come in, I have to be uh, inspired to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, you pay me good, you get a tight one.
Well,
But
I appreciate you hollering at me, man. We definitely got to do this again. You know what I'm saying? I will keep watching the music, watching the videos, paying attention to the content that you're putting out via Instagram.
man, uh, much as it's all good. I know we kind of talk some, hip hop, but then it talk about like it's some stuff like they got a little war, like they fighting up over there, them overseas over there with they mixed up. But then I seen them on the TV. The president of one of the countries, they and Martin Luther King and all that stuff all up on me. I'm like, hold up, man. Now what we ain't really ain't got nothing to do with that though. Our people, but then it still represent. See, they use us as a representation of some rights or something like that. But it's like putting our face up on it. But then they got some issues with them countries. They they fighting out there. I hope they get their peace out there. That's a tragic thing to show that certain things had some differences on the deep side for them to get to banging up on each other like that. Russia jumped on them. That's what they say. But shit, I'm like, what's going on? Why they doing it? But
I don't know nothing about. I mean, I hear about it.
that's what I'm
Obviously,
saying.
I
We
hear
don't know
about it.
shit about
Obviously,
that.
but I'm not a political person, so
Me neither. But
I
we
don't
don't know
really,
shit about that.
because
But
how I
who?
feel is we got wars on our own
Yeah,
American land
yeah.
every day.
I know
It's a
because
war every time I walk outside my door. Every day I walk outside my door, it is a war.
huh,
Whether
for
it's
real,
man versus woman, whether it's black man
huh,
versus police, whether
huh.
it's black man versus bill collectors, black man
Yeah,
versus the court system, black man versus another black man, because that's a
yeah. But
war too.
we just but we the face of all that bull when they throw shit at people. But then they thought have to stop getting our face on there because it get everybody. They run on everybody. We just don't get no benefits that we supposed to get. See, because we get the benefit because we break bread with everybody anyway. You know what I'm saying to you? That's one thing about our people, man. We spend with everybody. So we need reparations so we can still spend with everybody to keep the circulate percolate because we the ones that keep the circulate percolate, man. That's just something, man. I feel like, cause we do break bread. Motherfucker call us all kinds of names and bullshit, nigga. We cuss them out, leave out the store. We come back tell them nigga later on, nigga, I'm finna give me a cold something over here. Let me get this here. Let me buy and don't give a fuck about that person ass shit. We come and buy that shit, nigga, and be like, but we take care of our own, but our own we all get money and we all break bread with. That's how our people is, man. We don't even get what you cuss us out. Fuck you. Give me this and that, man. Don't give a fuck about that shit and be gone in our own business. That's how we do. We do that like that. We ain't about that personal shit. We come up in the do business. So our people, we are the top business people in the world because we take all the pressure, we go through all the bullshit, nigga, and we still living and we still keep on striving. That's one thing about us, man. That, but then we need our reparations. That's one thing I'm gonna speak on because if we get our paper on and get our portion we supposed that's owed to us, then we gonna fix shit, man. That's what we do. Shit'll go straight. You'll never get the system straight till you break bread with us, man. Cause when you break bread up, we know how to break bread with people, man. We know how to bust it down and make that shit percolate and circulate, man. And you know what I'm talking about, make it be what it be, man. Make it happen, man. And that's the truth, man. That's how I feel, man. Cause all we want is a better life from what the shit we went through with getting fucked up in this country and certain shit, man. You can't pay for that, but you break bread and let us build and watch how I do. We could be in charge of building something with our own bread and build. It's a lot of shit that been going on, but you can't have your hands out the shit. You gotta make, we have to take control of what we make and run, man. If we make some music and make hip hop is a thing, it's international. It just ain't a one person thing. But the roots of it like that there say, man, we keep our thing going, we keep something going. You gotta have something going to make something happen. Hopefully even some of these youngsters, they learn to invest where that stuff build beyond their control.
Well, I thank you. I thank you for speaking to me, man. We got to do this again.
Okay, bro.
My name is Cornbread Capone. On behalf of DJ Icey Hott, this is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. Thank y'all for watching. Peace and love.